What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I'm out here filming the Yokomo YD2S Plus build slash kit review, and in the middle of that, we're gonna refilm this. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm out here in the garage filming the build review slash kit review for the Yokomo YD2S Plus kit. Hope that drive-by wasn't too loud. Anyways, UPS just drove by and look what they decided to drop off for me. Creality Ender 3 V2, my first 3D printer. So I may have already taken a peek at that box because it's open a little bit. I couldn't help myself. Anyways, let's get this thing unboxed, let's get it built, and let's get the first print done. See how she works. Hey guys, got a new merch store available with some hats, shirts, and other accessories. So if you want to pick up some cool swag and support the channel, go ahead and click that link in the description below. assembly was pretty straightforward. I mean, not too hard. It's just going through the instructions there, translated to English, but you know, Chinese to English doesn't always translate that easy. They could have put a little bit more detail into the wording and stuff, and a little bit better pictures. But other than that, we went straight forward. I did make a boo-boo and put the lines above top brace the first time. That was my bad. Not really clear in the instructions, but I should have known that ahead of time. Other than that, she's printing right now. She's printing a file that I created on Fusion 360 and sliced with Prusa Slicer. So we'll see how it goes. But I'm happy to be using the filament sample that it came with and printing my own design first, as opposed to just a little test print. So I figured a good way to test it out with the design that I made, right? So we're testing full circle, my design as well as the printer. But we're gonna let it go, let it print, and yeah, should go pretty good. This should take just over an hour. I think the estimate was an hour and 16 minutes on Prusa Slicer. So see how it goes. Let it run. All right, guys, it's the next morning, but this was actually printed and finished last night. Piece came out really, really good. I'm pretty impressed and happy with this Ender V3 or Ender 3 V2, if I could say it right. Really good printer, less than $300. Gonna get the job taken care of for you. Leveling the bed was a lot easier than I thought it was gonna be. You just go around with your paper and do all the thumb screws on the corners here and go around a couple times, get it leveled. I think that's something that a lot of people overlook, is how important the bed being level is for a good print, but we did that. This guy here was my own design. I modeled it in Fusion 360 and then sliced it with Prusa Slicer, which is actually a good slicing program, and has the Ender 3 V2. I keep saying Ender V3. Ender 3 V2 pre-programmed into it, so you can just select the printer and get all your settings right. But this is the first print on it, and it turned out really well, so I'm really impressed. Setup was pretty easy, really, just looking at the instruction manual and kind of trying to decipher that as best you can. It does come with a thumb drive with a micro SD card in it that has the manual on it, so you can pull that up on your computer, get a little bigger image if you need to, kind of help out, and you can kind of scroll through that, and that helps out a little bit just because you're getting bigger images. It's a little small in the paper manual that it comes with, but other than that, really the only thing I had issues with was feeding the filament in. They tell you in the book to cut the end at a 45-degree angle, and I think that's very important. Once I got a good angle on that, I was able to feed it into the tube. It's just starting it into the tube up here where you're feeding it in. It doesn't want to line up unless you have a really good 45 angle on it, but once I had that on there, it went in fine, and yeah, everything worked. So anyways, thanks for watching. That was the unboxing, build, and first print on the Ender 3 V2. So if you guys are looking for a good budget entry level printer, I don't even want to say entry level because this thing prints really good, but if you're looking for a good printer to get into the hobby and not spend a fortune, less than $300 gets you this guy. So definitely a good printer. Definitely check it out, and leave a comment down below. Let me know if you want to see any more 3D printing stuff kind of mixed in on the channel here. So leave a comment down below, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and as always, I will see you in the next one.